Hello, literature lovers. Today I am going to discuss a very detailed and special topic talking about language teaching and starting with CLIL. It's a historical perspective of context and language integrated teaching, and it's done by Henry Widerson, University of Vienna. He is a professor there. Very special linguistic analysis he did, and he's a great linguist, and the way he talk about the definition is really very important, since now it's part of the curriculum and almost so integrated with English literature too. So language teaching is very important in the very different context, since how you can understand and teach to the localites whose mother tongue is somewhat very different from English. So we have to use the subject matter, the content, and the modes of instruction together to make them understand the language. It's part of the learning of language or subject, and what should be the learning procedure. We have to make a separate design and develop language teaching in them so that they can understand in different contexts. There are different methods related to it, as you can see. First, we have to understand that we have to make them understand, teach the subject as well as the language. So both the things are very important. The content is also important, and the language is also important. And without that, it's impossible to understand. This is the definition to get an overall perspective. So communicative skills are also very important, and you should understand the grammar portion and the understanding of the whole matter. So, and the things depend upon the socio-educational goals also, and some of the pathological models should be taken into consideration. Communication and cognitive modes all are very important in better understanding of the thing. Now comes the 4 C's model of CLICL, that is the content, culture, communication, and cognition. So culture also a big obstacle, or can also be as a catalyst for the understanding, since different countries, different societies have different culture. So we have to use that method to make it understand. So what we need to focus here to get first the context, overall context related to it. So it is referred here language, content plus contact. So there are different methods related to it, and I'm sure you must be aware of this one, which is quite common, that grammar translation language teaching, GTLT. So this method is quite simple, and I find it quite commonly used, that we should teach them the grammar first, and then we can slowly get into the content and context. So it's commonly used, but it's quite boring. Man, when I started teaching them, it really is an obstacle, and we never get a good result related to it. Students with good cramming speed, they can get it, but other students find it very boring. Next comes the structural language teaching. It is somewhat related to it, but some it is related to second language too. So it helps. It's a different and complex thing, and you can see it's difficult to express it in such small time. But I'm trying to refer here at how the method works. It is also quite used. Next come the communicative language teaching, which I personally really like, since we never teach them grammar. We just try to develop communication skills, and slowly and gradually English really get into their common day work, and this method was applied on me when I was in school. So that is the reason why I relate to it. Next come the task based language teaching. This is quite much better and more advanced, that on a particular task only you are related to it. As I say, definition is given. It's quite natural and really related to the real world. You can see the chart and get an overall glimpse of it, how it works. So these are the 4 methods and how we can relate to CLIL. This is referred here. Communication should be the focus, and slowly and gradually we can gain fluency, accuracy, and the complexity can be removed. And I personally believe that it is something that will really help you. Some things can be missing, you can compare the methods and get into it. Different comparison will give you better result, and sometimes a combination can be used to make it more simpler for the students. All these matters, first of all we have to study and then get into the detail so that we can really apply to the students. I personally tried myself different other methods, since in India there are methods which are used, since most of the students are not aware of English language and almost none have English as their mother tongue. So these countries like mine need special guidance for it. Acronyms are used here, so keep in mind to get a better understanding. That's all for today. I hope you must have got an overall idea. Thanks for listening.